Hey, it's Troy Casey, Certified Health Nut here in Santa Monica, California, today to talk about sleep, sleep hygiene, circadian rhythms, and circadian stress. So ultimately, we'll be talking about the benefits of sleep, which there are many, and we will be talking about natural circadian rhythms and subsequently circadian stress, if you get out of balance, and how that's connected to the hormones. And then I have some great tips for you guys to balance your sleep life, balance your stress ultimately. So first thing I'd like to say is that sleep is the number one way to heal the human body. Sleep and nutrition is right up there with it. And both of those, nutrition and sleep quality, I don't skimp on as much as possible. I paid the price when I was a young father about 10 years ago, and I was doing a lot of editing for my YouTube videos, and I was doing emails till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and this really messed me up, and I learned the hard way, which was a gift, because then I got to learn all the best ways to upgrade my sleep patterns. So the first thing that I'd like to point out is sleep heals the human body. It's anabolic in nature, which means build up. Catabolic would be the opposite, the yin-yang opposite to that. And catabolic happens when we go into the gym and we break down the muscles. And anabolic is when we go to sleep or we eat food to build back up the body. So when you sleep, the body automatically heals itself if it's given the proper environment and the proper nutrition, if you will. The ability to heal itself. You create the conditions that are conducive for healing. And sleep is one of the most important ways to do that. Most important way to rejuvenate the body, rejuvenate the energy field, re-energize the body. It reduces inflammation. It allows you to maintain a healthy weight. I'll connect that with the hormones in a minute. It lowers stress. It boosts mood. This whole serotonin, gut balance, nutrition, sleep, it's this whole symbiotic relationship. Sleep and nutrition are at the highest level when you're looking at long-term longevity, vitality, energy, productivity as well if you're in business, and clarity of mind. And so it improves memory. Of course, it allows you to have better health, the better sleep hygiene that you have. Better sex. I'm going to talk about the hormones in a few minutes here. And then, of course, it burns fat, which is also connected to the hormones. Most people don't understand. So let's go over what it's like to have a healthy circadian rhythm. So cortisol rises in the morning with the sun. So we are wired to the celestial bodies. And so cortisol rises. Your accelerating activity happens in the morning, and then we have decelerating activity, towards until the sun goes down, and that's the natural rhythm of cortisol. And cortisol helps us get out of bed. It's a stress hormone that we don't want to be active chronically. However, it's something that's useful in nature. It's useful in natural rhythms. And so that we want to keep the natural circadian rhythms. We want to live in accordance to the laws of nature, if you will. So cortisol rises when the sun rises. And then the ideal is to wind down when the sun sets. So when the sun sets, that's when melatonin and our sleep hormones start to rise. And so we want to wind down from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Is optimal. So you're talking about salt lamps, candles, blue blockers is excellent for that purpose as well. And if you want to know more information about blue lights and the light that your TV, your tablet, your iPhone, your iPads, your laptop are all emitting, then Dr. Jack Krause has an excellent forum on his Facebook page, and he puts out very powerful scientific research on this. And so you can get a lot of information from there. The blue light, current research shows that the blue light has been shown to upregulate cortisol, which creates a stress response, and downregulate melatonin, which throws off our natural sleep cycles. And so, and again, cortisol is a good thing if it's getting you out of bed, but low-level chronic release or constant release of cortisol ends up catabolizing the body, breaking the body down, and lowering the immune system and basically exhausting the system. Cortisol is driven by adrenaline. It's on the cortisol, adrenaline, insulin, primary hormonal pathways. And so that's why it's very important to have proper nutrition so your insulin's balanced out. So when this gets out of whack for too long, it creates chronic stress, and chronic stress will break the body down. And when the body's stressed out, it doesn't have energy for the sex hormones. And sex hormones can help us rejuvenate as well. And so David Data has a whole book on that. Montauk Chia has books on sexual kung fu, how we can rebuild our energy with sex and the sex hormones. And so very important to stay balanced, guys. The key thing is staying balanced. So more on the healthy sleep. Optimal, there's been a lot of research on circadian rhythms. Optimal is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. The physiological rest that happens from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Has been documented. The traditional Chinese medicine talks about this. And so you're looking at 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. You're looking at liver and adrenal restoration, and then also the release of your growth hormone. So again, the anabolic component of restoring the body, of healing the body, rejuvenating the body, re-energizing the body. So if you have low energy, or you're medicating it with caffeine and sugar, you might want to go back and review your sleep patterns, your sleep hygiene, and see what kind of adjustments that you can make. And so we're looking for balance here. Here's the way the modern man is basically looking these days. This is called circadian stress. So people wake up, there's a cortisol, the cortisol rises, but then depending on the caffeine and coffee usage, we go throughout the day. This is about midday, maybe 12, 1, 2 o'clock or here, 3 o'clock here. We bump it up with some more caffeine. And so caffeine activates cortisol. Cortisol has a half-life of 6 hours. That's why it's not a good idea to be drinking coffee later in the day, caffeine later in the day, or if you can cycle off of it completely. There's been a lot of studies showing that is also good for some people. Caffeine ultimately speeds everything up, so it ages us at the cellular level. So you may want to rethink it. I have rethought my caffeine usage many times and cycled off of it to great benefit. So this is our normal, cycle. Everybody talks about, hey, my hormones are off, or my hormones are out of balance. That just doesn't mean you fly off the handle and you emotionally release on someone. Low-level stress can be happening until we blow our top, and so or we have a meltdown. And so stress summates in the body. So if you've got circadian stress going on, and you've got nutritional stress, and you've got chemical stresses in the environment, this summates in the body and can break the body down and create dis-ease ultimately. And so if the cortisol stays up, and then basically, it doesn't go down until we actually put ourselves in bed. And then that messes up the sleep hormones, and it's harder to get the sleep hormones back online, get that melatonin cranking so we can get that deep REM sleep, that deep restorative sleep. And you can always tell how you're doing. You just look in the mirror and see how you're aging. If you're looking run down, if you're looking like you're accelerated aging, you might want to look into your sleep patterns. And so this is the natural circadian rhythms. This is circadian stress. We're looking for that balance. So let's go over to the solutions. The solutions are to have a cool, dark, and quiet room as much as possible. Black out the windows if you can, so no street lights come in. Get it as quiet as possible. I have I have noise cancellation headphones that I also wear. I have my blue blockers that I can wear as I'm winding down. I have my salt lamps as well. Sometimes I have candles. And I'm not always 100%, but let me tell you, you want a good conversation starter? Wear these out at night, you know, if you have an event to go to. And so you can talk to people about circadian health and how the blue light is affecting our hormones. Go on Jack Krause's website. Again, he puts out a lot of material that can take this concept to a higher level so you can understand and feel confident wearing your blue blockers out at night. And so, and it's only an idea, it's not a prescription. And so, no electronics in the bedroom. Highly recommend for that. You can set your alarm or your cell phone outside of the room. Set it on a gentle alarm, maybe some chimes or something like that. Something that's not as jarring, not as stressful. Blue blockers, if you want to reset your circadian rhythms, you can go camping outside of Wi-Fi and other electrical magnetic radiation and frequencies. And so, and you'll align with the sun coming up and the sun setting. You'll naturally align to those rhythms. There's not much to do when you're outside after dark. Light a fire, and then after that, pretty much crash out, and then boom, you wake up first thing in the morning when the sun rises and the birds start chirping. This is the way our biology and our physiology has been wired for long periods of time. And so to reset that, just go on a good camping trip. Salt lamps I already talked about, and the gentle alarm. So remember, try and get your room as cool, dark, and quiet as possible. So again, you want to have better sex, you want to balance out your hormones, you want fat loss, weight loss. All these things are connected to the hormones. And so, good hormonal health is related to good sleep circadian rhythms, good sleep hygiene. And so, so it's more beneficial to go to bed earlier than to go to bed late and sleep in. So if you can get into a better rhythm of going to bed closer to when the sun sets or sometime soon after that and waking up earlier, it's much better for your restoration and your health. And so I think that basically covers it. If you're going to take a nap, again on the hormones, 20 minutes is optimal. Anything deeper than that will start to go into your melatonin and your sleep hormones. And if you wake up from an hour or 2 hour nap, that may be antithetical to what you're trying to do. If you need more rest and you need to sleep all day one day, or maybe you're under the weather or you're sick or you just want to catch up, that's one thing. But if you're a nap taker like me, ideal is the good cat nap. 10-20 minutes, in and out, lay flat. Anytime around 11 or 3 p.m. is the best time to take naps. If you can get in the astronaut position, is the most optimal neutral position. There's been a lot of research done on this. So you put your legs up on a chair or some kind of cushion, and it's the astronaut position. Your legs are on the chair, it's kind of in an L position, and you're laying flat on the ground. That's the most restorative. So if you can get in there, quick 10-20 minutes, you'll reap the benefits. And so if you guys have any questions, leave a comment in the box. Otherwise, have a great day and get a good night's rest. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and then check in the description box. All the programs that I have to take your health and consciousness to the next level is in the link below.